Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, I was going to get ready to work on a serious video so that I can scare as many of you as possible. But in all seriousness, I decided to do something fun instead. Obviously, by now you all know that in Alaska, at least where I'm living in Alaska, I feel that winter is very fast approaching. Today, the lows were like, I think in the 26 or 25 degrees Fahrenheit, which in my opinion is going to continue to get lower and lower as the days go on. We may have a day or two where we get some really nice weather, meaning like maybe in the high 30s or something like that. But I think that we're just going to continue to get lower and lower. Why? Because winter's upon us. So during this time of the year, I'm cleaning up. I'm putting things away for the year, finding things that I haven't seen in a few years, just like those solar panels that we took out of the box the other day. And today I came across a box that I'm going to go ahead and put in what I call deep storage. And it has a smorgasbord of a whole bunch of little prepper items. So I just thought that it would be a lot of fun to do a little bit of show and tell. So let's take a look at all of the little things that I've been putting in this box for the last several years. I remember a while back that one of our community members, Old Man, sent me some fat wood, all right, and I have purchased some for myself. So we got a whole bunch of fat wood, and he also sent me some fat wood shavings. Very nice to have. And in addition, I remember him sending me a few of these ferrocerium rocks. Look at that guy. That there looks like a 50 caliber brass, but look at that ferrocerium rock. Very, very nice. So he sent me that along with his fat wood. And fat wood, ladies and gentlemen, very nice to have because it catches fire pretty good. For those of you that don't know where fat wood comes from, it usually comes from like the base of the trunk of a tree. It's usually where all the sap settles to. And when they cut a tree down, usually the trunk has a lot of sap in it, and that's what catches on fire easy. I remember getting these a long time ago, ladies and gentlemen. You know from whose channel? From Canadian Prepper. I ordered a silky saw from Canadian Prepper a while back, and then I think it was a silky saw, or maybe it was his bug out roll. Yeah, that's what it was. I ordered a bug out roll, actually two, from Canadian Prepper, and I also got a couple of these fat rope stick, and these work really good in starting fires. I probably ended up getting these when they were very cheap, right? Because these are pretty old. I'm actually going to keep one of these out because I actually need one. The one that I'm working with right now is running out of fuel. I got a couple of these in there. I've got 550 cord all over the place, but this is one of my little bundles. And then this right here is another one that I was working on while I was deployed a long time ago. Now, only because I'm going to show you some books doesn't mean I want you to send me any. Do not send me any more books, ladies and gentlemen. I am running out of room. But I do have this one here that I've had for a long time when technology fails. And I also have one that was sent to me by an awesome author. And her name is Anita Bailey. I forgot her last name. Anita Bailey, Cold Times. You read this book, ladies and gentlemen, and you will understand that we have entered into a grand solar minimum, and that as far as food production, things aren't going to be looking very good for a few years, actually for decades. But anyways, that's not what this video is about. I promised you I wasn't going to scare the heck out of you today, all right? So anyways, that's a book that I have there from Miss Anita Bailey. And one of my very favorite books in the world when it comes to preparedness. You have to read this book if you haven't read it. 1 second after. I actually read this book. I don't like reading, but I actually read this book because once I started reading it, I couldn't stop. Awesome book. And of course, 1 year after, and the final day, okay? These are all part of this same series. And now they have 5 years after, I believe it is. And I got that one, but I got it in an audiobook. I recommend them all. I have a whole bunch of live straws here, ladies and gentlemen, which is very nice to have. These will become great barter items should you ever need to barter something, if and when some kind of crisis happens where you actually need potable water. Also, my go-to little Sawyer Mini. You can't go wrong with these. These pretty much last forever as long as you maintain them, backflush them, and keep them clean, ladies and gentlemen. And make sure that if you've ever used them and they're still wet inside, that you never allow them to freeze. If not, it'll end up ruining them. But you can't have enough Sawyer Minis or live straws, in my opinion, that is. And Let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I've had these forever as well. Let's go ahead and open them up and see if they work. 2014. I'm not sure if you can see that there. 2014. All right, so we know that these are somewhat old. That's going to be very interesting to see if the batteries are still good. Okay. Here's our flashlight. Let's get some batteries, some of the old batteries that came with them. These are supposed to be like 250 lumen. So they're going to take 3 batteries. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's go ahead and throw the batteries in here. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, just so you can see that I'm taking the batteries from here. They look like Duracell batteries. Let's see. Yes, Duracell batteries. Usually the Duracell batteries have a date on them. Let's see if these have a date on them. Duracell batteries. They all look good, but the date on the Duracell batteries are 2021s. This is going to be interesting to see if this still works. Let's put these in here. There you go. The batteries still work. That's pretty impressive. All right, because the batteries are supposed to be good through 2021, and you can see that they still work. I can't find a date on the headlamps, but let's take a look and see what the date on the batteries are. Uh-oh, it looks like one of the batteries was leaking. Let's take them out of there. Let's check it out. Let me see which one. Oh, I guess not. I thought I saw some of the white, you know, that white stuff on the batteries when they leak. I thought I saw some of that. But, is that it? No, it looks good. Okay. Let's get one of these headlamps out. I'm sure that it's not the headlamp that you have to be worried about, but the battery. So let's get one of these out and see how it's looking. There you go. Now this one takes 3 batteries also. Let's see. I am blind, ladies and gentlemen. These are very simple headlamps, I can tell that. Nothing fancy about them. Ah, this one was leaking. Look at that. Where is it? That's no good. Okay, so we've got one bad battery. This one looks good. Let's put it in there. And this one looks good as well. Let's put that one in there. Let's see. Ah, there you go. I don't think we took a look at the date on the batteries. The battery says, well, look at that. They said that they were supposed to be good through 2025. I'm not sure if you can see that. See, 2025. But we did have one bad battery. One bad battery in the bunch. That's not too bad for having this since, I guess I've only had this probably about 2025? Probably about 7 or 8 years. So that's not terrible for that. So we lost one battery in that, and the rest of these are good. I'll make sure I'll take the battery off of these and actually put these with my battery caddy. That way we can use these up and not have to leave them in the flashlight, because that could ruin them. At first, when I started prepping, I guess it was kind of like a hobby, right? I was starting to understand the process of preparedness and why you needed to be prepared. And it wasn't as involved as I am in now. Right? But getting these little things, I'm grateful that I ended up getting them, because not only do they still work, but it gave me the experience of knowing what should I get, you know, and when should I get it, and how should I store it. And even though I lost a battery there out of that package, that's not bad. This is just something that I received as a gift, but this is something that you really want to think about getting. Something where you can either cook or make your coffee or whatever it is off-grid. Right, you know, outside on a fire or something like that. But this was really just a gift that I got. Let's put that there. Let's see. This right here, for those of you that know about the Coleman, you know the Coleman stoves that you have to pump that use gasoline. This is a conversion kit that you can use it for propane. Right? I've had this a long time. I just figured, hey, what happens if we run out of gas or we can't use gas on those because we don't have it or it's too valuable? We can always convert it to propane. Let's see. Another headlamp over here. This one doesn't come with batteries. I think I got these for like $1 on Amazon once, really long time ago. I remember my wife getting these. Well, I was with her. I think it was at a Walmart that we got these years ago, and they were like $0.10 a piece, these candles right here. They're not scented candle. They're just colored candles, which you can't ever have too many candles, ladies and gentlemen. But remember the rule of thumbs. whenever you use a candle to heat or even just light a room, all right, because you can use candles to heat a room also, but whenever you're using a candle, you never leave it by itself. Even if you're going to leave the room for only 2 minutes, you take that candle and candle holder with you. Look at that, still in the plastic. I remember one day coming home and there was 2 of these on the table. And I asked my wife, I was like, what are those? She's like, they were on sale for like $3 a piece at Harbor Freight. And these are machetes. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what, these were like $3 a piece, but that was back when $3 was $3, all right? Because these are pretty nice and sturdy, all right? They got a little bit of flex to them, but that's a good thing, right? But these are nice and sturdy. Look at the serrated edge that it has on one end. This is actually a really nice machete. I actually have like multiples of these things in the bucket, so I'm not going to show you every single thing because I'd be showing you the same thing 2 or 3 times. But fuel tablets, I've had these for a while and these work great. In an emergency, one of these little tablets, let's say a cup or 2 cups of water, will be enough to heat a cup or 2 cups of water in order to boil it so that you can safely drink it. Do your own research. I'm not telling you to do that, and I have to say that because I'm on the internet. These little Cobra radios, ladies and gentlemen, they work really good as long as you have a straight line of sight. As long as you start getting into hills and valleys and stuff like that, they don't work great. But straight line of sight, very nice to have, all right? Just in case you ever have to patrol a neighborhood, these are very nice to have. And they're not that expensive, even now. I have been asked in the past, what kind of emergency radio do I have? Just this little Red Cross one right here. This one works really good. It's pretty sturdy. Right? And all you need, ladies and gentlemen, is to be able to have a band where you can get emergency messages and also weather alerts. So this little radio right here, I've had it for a long time. There you go. Look at that. Turned on.
You know, the whole continent was carpeted in meat for scavengers, and they're actually...
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It still works. Let me take these batteries out. But it does have a lithium battery that you can use it to charge with the crank on it. Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, I know that I am guilty of this, and that is not taking all my preps out all the time and checking them out. But I at least know how to basically use them. So whenever you get a new prepping item, no matter what it is, at least use it for a little bit after you get it and before you put it away. If you know that you're going to get it just in case, make sure that you still know how to use it right after you get it. That way, when you do have to take it out for whatever reason, you can at least be familiar with it and be able to operate it instead of having to be like, where's the user's manual? Right, ladies and gentlemen? So at least know how to operate it when you first get it. I hope you had a little bit of fun with this video. We'll go back to doing a little bit of news coverage tomorrow, but also I'm going to try to do a review video tomorrow that I've been putting off for a while, but I've got the perfect use case for it now, so I'll try to share that with you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. If you haven't checked out the video that I put out earlier today, go check it out because you actually get to see me go on a little bit of a rant, ladies and gentlemen, right? But it was a rant that I felt was worth ranting about. In addition to that, if you are in the market for a solar generator, go check out Oupes. They're having an awesome sale for their Mega 5 and their new Mega 3 solar generator that has expandable batteries all the way up to 15 kilowatt hours, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty awesome solar generator. Not only those, but their entire lineup as well. Having said that, have a great rest of your day. God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.